The term progressive overload gets thrown around a lot when it comes to weight training, resistance training, strength training, gym training, and it's often confused. It's often confusing, it's often overwhelming, it's often misrepresented. So I wanted to demonstrate a really simple example of the 5 main ways to progressively overload and achieve progress in your weight training. So you can actually see the numbers increasing, and therefore you, from the benefit of that, getting stronger and putting on more muscle mass no matter what you're doing. So I'll go through them one at a time. So this is basically Progressive Overload 101, the basics of. Example number 1 is called a linear weight increase. Now all these examples are based on the leg press. So imagine or envisage you using a leg press, and this is how you progressively overload. So example number 1 is the linear weight increase. So week number 1, you stock up 200 kilos on the leg press. So the first set is 10 reps, second set is 10 reps, third reps is 10 reps. Then you roll back around on week number 2 and you go to 210 for 10 reps, 210 for 10 reps, and 210 for 10 reps. So you have progressed in terms of weight. Week 3, 220, 220, 220. So you can see that the overall volume is increasing, the load is increasing, and you are adapting. You are adapting to that load over time. So that is one example of progressive overload. The second example is rep progression before weight increase. So what that looks like is as follows. Week number 1, leg press, 180 kilos by 10, by 10, by 10, 3 rounds. Week number 2, 180 kilos by 11 reps, by 10 reps, and then by 10 reps. So you've increased it by 1 rep. Doesn't seem like a lot, but you are increasing, therefore that is progress. So it's an extra 180 kilos you've lifted within those 3 sets. Week number 3, you've gone 180 by 12, 180 by 11, 180 by 10. So you've gone up by 3 extra reps and 3 by 180 kilos, so a lot more load. And then week number 4, instead of the reps, you've stepped up the weight to 200, 200, 200 by 10, 10, 10. So you have progressed over a 4-week period substantially there. All right, then moving into example number 3, which is double progression method. So the goal range is 8 to 12 reps. Week 1, okay, we've gone 190 by 8, by 8, by 8. That's week 1. Week 2, we've gone 190 by 10, by 9, and by 8. So obviously that sort of suggests that there was fatigue kicking in there, but the first set they've got out a couple of extra reps, okay, aiming for that 12 rep range. Week number 3, 190 by 12, they've achieved that, 11, and then 10. And then week 4, we've opted to go up in weight to 210, 210, 210, and get the minimum of the range, which is 8 reps. So again, over the 4-week period, they have achieved progression, therefore progressively overloaded. Example number 4, total volume progression. Week 1, 200 kilos by 10, by 10, by 10, totaling 30 reps. Week number 2, 200 kilos by 12, by 10, by 10, totaling 32 reps. So from between week 1 and week 2, they've gone up by 2 extra reps, okay? And that was 2 extra reps at 200 kilos. So there's a 400 kilo increase. Week 3, they've gone 12 reps, 12 reps, and 10 reps. Still at the 200 kilos, but that's now 34 reps. So it's gone 2 reps extra from week 2 and 4 reps extra from week 1. And then week 4 has increased the weight. So we've gone from 200 to 220 at 10 reps as well. So as you can see, there's progression in that from total volume perspective. And then finally, the final example is the set progression. So 180 kilos, 10 reps at 3 sets, 180 kilos, 10 reps at 4 sets, and then you jump to 200 kilos by 10 reps at 3 sets. Now, if you're doing more weeks, week 4 would look something like 200 kilos by 10 reps by 4 sets, and then you'd potentially go to say 210 or 215 by 10 reps by 3 sets. So you can progress looking at it from that perspective. So all of these examples identify progressive overload, and it's up to you as an individual when you're training. If you've got a program in place that may not have the specifics of the progressive overload system that has been designed in the back end, that you can still follow one of these, and that will give you an opportunity to progress, an opportunity to increase strength, an opportunity to lift more weight, and therefore build your physique out over time. And remember, it does take time, it takes patience, it takes a lot of goddamn hard work, because as you can see, you are jumping up in weight, you're doing more reps, so there's going to be a lot of stimulus on the body. But at least by tracking your numbers, you will know if you're progressively overloading, because you compare the current week to the previous week to the previous week before that, and obviously you've got objectives to meet moving forward. So I hope that explains things a little bit better. That is progressive overload in a basic sense, to give you a really good analogy and example of what it looks like, and I hope that helps you with your own weight training.